welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your hostess, Madge. And with me, as always, I have my trusty producer, Fitz.
I'm trusty.
Yes.
I like being trusty.
Are you wearing a truss?
I'm like a pocket knife.
Fitzy here at Rockvox Studios for all your recording needs here in Rochester, New York. Look them up online. Rockvox. That's ROCVOX.
Even some recording needs you don't need.
.com.
That
yes.
makes any sense.
Anything you don't need, even. Think of something and maybe he'll do it.
Sure.
I don't know. Sure. You need to record your jingles? You need to record a podcast.
We can do jingles here. We can do jingles.
Maybe that's a new job for me. I'll sing jingles for you. The Villages.
I'm so tired.
I can't pull up my socks. Okay, I don't know where that came from.
Sunrise,
I really can't
sunset.
pull up my socks.
You can't do what, Fitz?
I really can't pull up my socks. This is a real problem there.
I have to lay on my back and put my legs over my head. Wait, never mind. Just stop
One of
myself. Pulling on socks. Pulling on socks.
One of my favorite things that Louis C.K. said, it's like folding a bowling ball. Imagine that.
Well,
We're not allowed to talk about
Are we allowed to
Louis
talk
C.K.?
about
I was going to say
Too
consider
soon?
the source.
Too soon? Yeah.
And that other voice that you hear is my guest for today. Our guest today is a real live actor with a SAG card and everything. And he has had roles in such hits as Sons of Anarchy and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, as well as years of stage work. So please welcome someone who has actually used their college degree in theater for an actual career in theater, Bob Rusch.
Yay, thank you. Yes, I graduated from the Shangri-La of Theater, Buff State.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm kidding.
That's a hotbed of theater
It
action.
was a hot something, yeah. Yeah. So was I, so to be fair. So
We're gonna I'm gonna add, all right. I don't know if you I want to bring up some of your acting, and I don't know if you're gonna be like, oh Jesus Christ, but
I am here to answer any question
Okay.
you may have. Yeah.
you might recognize my guest as Doyle McPoyle.
Yeah.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
If you have mascara, I can make a unibrow, and the inbred thing is I play good inbred. What can I tell you?
You know,
Yeah.
and the other things I've seen you in you happen to play, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you play like a big lummoxy, burly kind of character
Shocking.
all the time.
Yeah.
I know.
Shocking, because I'm so nimble, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Dainty.
It fit.
Yes, I get
Dainty,
that a lot. Yeah.
yes. Well, you fit the good. So, yeah, you fit the role well. That's what
Thank
I was
you.
trying to say.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you about that, but how is it like being, what do you call that, being typecast?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, typecast character actor.
Is that something other people put on you, or you offer up yourself for that?
It's important as an actor to know I say it all the time, I have an acting studio in Buffalo I teach, and I tell my students, know your essence.
Know your essence?
Yeah, you need to know your essence. Yeah, exactly. No, that's right guard.
My
Essence, yeah.
Not know your musk.
Your musk.
That's a
yeah.
different thing.
Mine is
different thing completely.
essence. Mine is Trenton, New Jersey. Oh, I showered today. Sorry, Bob. Know your essence.
Know your
Yes?
essence. It's important to know your type. And because it makes it easier for you to get work. Because guess what? People are going to judge you as soon as they see you. And it's important to be realistic. And I have to, unfortunately, sometimes be honest with other people about that. And they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't either when I was a young man. So,
And that is such a hard thing. How do I say? When we've gotten to a point of being PC, and like back in whatever the 50s, early 60s, you had Natalie Wood playing a Puerto Rican girl in West Side Story, and then you have had I don't know, other actors of one ethnicity playing another ethnicity, and then but then I've known people that are like, well, I always get put in these stereotypical black roles, and they're black people,
right.
And it shouldn't be just. How do I see? I'm worried about being PC. There are certain things you have a physical appearance
Right.
regarding. Yeah, no, I think it's a lot up to the script about that they're making a stereotypical character.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not good.
Yeah, of course. And normally it's written by somebody who doesn't look like them. That's the problem.
Right,
So
exactly.
that's like a stereotype.
See,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
Ding,
yeah,
ding, ding.
Yeah.
So, I'll never, I'll never be able to play a Samoan sumo wrestler.
No.
I mean, I'm
No.
working on that weight
Yeah.
limit, but
Well, we all are.
I'll
Yeah.
just never be, I'll never be a tall Vietnamese woman. I don't know. It just is. So
Yeah, for me, I'll just never be a leading man. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Come on.
No.
No.
Here's the deal.
Scott, I heard you chiming in there.
I was chiming in, but he's right unless he's talking about doing anything. It depends on what the kind of work.
Yeah.
You could be a leading man in a lot of different things, but you might not want to.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, look at oh boy, you're gonna have to help me out here. I draw blanks all the time, and I know the guy.
and I usually know the useless
What was
information.
the what was their TV show that just ended a couple years ago? They were both heavy set. The
Mike and Molly.
Mike and Molly, and Mike, the guy who played Mike, used to come to my bar, and I'm drawing a blank on him right now. I know
That
him.
guy, I don't know. I
Right,
know her.
but he's so great.
Most
He's
of
from
them
Pittsburgh. And he's a leading man technically in that show. So yes, if it's written for you, absolutely. But when I was a kid, I wanted to be Danny Zuko in Greece. I came home every day and played my album and sang "Tears in My Pillow" to my mom. And
Okay, that's a little weird, but all right.
I would. Yeah, I would. I would say, she's my audience. She'd be making
Yeah,
dinner
I
or
know, I
something,
get
or
it.
in a real estate office, and she'd be like, "That's great, baby. It sounds wonderful." And, thank you, Mom. She's my
That
biggest
sounded
fan.
like your mom.
Yeah,
Very
I
good.
did. Thank you. And when I got into high school, and at the time, my high school had a really good theater program at the time, and so
What high school was that?
that would have been a little town you might have heard of it called Dunkirk, New York.
Yes!
Yay!
Bob and I are from the same hometown.
We are, and I
I
think you
went
might
to
have been to some same programs there.
I was in the same theater programs, although,
Michael Burnett.
yep,
Hey.
yep.
All right.
I
yeah.
love Mr. Burnett. As temperamental as he was sometimes, you know that, Mr. Burnett.
He knows it.
But I've never gotten him in a lot of things he said.
He ran a great high school theater program.
Sure.
Looking back,
He did.
It was fantastic. I mean, we were very lucky
And he
because
was very passionate about
he
it.
was, sometimes a little too much, but yes,
Yeah.
But it worked. I mean, we were good. I looked back and I met other kids in college, and I talked about what we did in high school, and they were like, "Oh, you did that?" I'm like, "Yeah, we were quite,
Yeah.
good at what we did."
And what was good is how he utilized the Fredonia State Theater Department. He had connections,
Yeah,
and
he
he
went
could
there,
get
right,
some
right.
props and costumes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So,
But anyway, I'm sorry.
But anyways, I went to high school, and I played the character actors and stuff like the character roles and stuff like that, the funny guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my senior year, we were doing this play about Vietnam, and it was a real serious drama. And I know, remember at the late 80s, Vietnam made a big comeback with
Yeah.
like TV and film and
Yeah.
stuff, Platoon and whatnot.
Yeah, right.
So we wanted to do this play, and I wanted to play the lead so bad. And of course, once again, I got cast as the father.
Oh.
And I remember I wrote him this very passionate letter, and I turned the role down. I'm like, I can't believe I'm being offered this role and blah, blah, blah. I'd already been accepted to a theater program in Ohio at the time, a really good BFA program that I went for 1 year and came back to New York, but that's another story. But I was just like, that was my first lesson in it. When I was in college, especially when I first got out of college, I had to accept that, hey, listen, take advantage of it. You do things well that other people can't.
Yeah.
And typecast me how you want and pay me, I'll be great, so.
Yeah. Well, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it works out.
Yeah.
But what point do you get to when it's somebody like a Tom Hanks that can play anything?
Yeah.
From a little kid in Big to Bachelor Party
Yeah.
to way back, to
really.
the in Philadelphia and the blah blah blah, go on and on. I guess that happens after you have a name for yourself.
Some people have that. Like Jimmy Stewart had it as well. Can
Oh,
play
right.
anything.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford has it.
But I guess
kind of.
too, you have that appearance that can morph into.
I think honestly, the simple answer is it comes down to a body type. I think if you're a skinnier guy who's in good shape, you can pull off a lot of different things.
I think so too.
When you're 6'2" and you're well over 200 pounds, like myself, you're not. You can play a lot of different things within a perspective. I guess.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Fitz, were you ever in theater?
No, I did not do any theater. I was I was part of the stage crew actually. So, but
Very important.
Stage crew
Yes.
people were always the coolest.
Yeah,
They had
we knew
the
it too.
drugs.
I was just saying, back in my day,
Yeah.
they all smoked pot in the wings,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's why I loved you guys. No, you weren't doing that, Fitz, were you?
No,
Were
I
you
went
in
to a Catholic high school, and I down in
Those are the
Florida.
worst.
Yeah, I know that's where all the best drugs are.
we went to Catholic school too.
Did you?
I didn't
Yeah,
do drugs.
so
I just drank a lot.
we're all recovering.
I'm a recovering Catholic myself. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm still kind of submerged in that, but I know I know what I'm doing. Anyway, so crap, I can't remember.
Character types.
Yeah, so okay. So I got to ask you about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Cuz like my kids love that show.
Okay.
And so did I, but how'd you get that part?
Wendy O'Brien is a casting director who also is a casting director for Sons of Anarchy, but that came first.
Wait, which came first? Sons of Anarchy came
No,
first?
I shot
Sunny.
Sunny in 2007, and then a year later, I shot Sons. So I met
okay.
Wendy's casting assistant at a casting director workshop in LA that I had gotten into. That was a really, it was like you had to audition for this. It was a real nice program, and I had auditioned 3 times to get into this thing. And so when I got into it around 2005, I was very much, talk about character and types, I was like the only type in there like myself. There was like maybe a couple other guys. Most of them were more leading men. So I kind of stood out. And so people liked me and started bringing me in for auditions, including her assistant. So he saw me like maybe a few months before that, had my headshot on file, remembered me.
Oh my God, did it hurt?
A little bit. And brought me in. And I had seen the show, which was a help because it had just come out. It only had like 6 episodes the first season or something.
Okay.
And the first 2 seasons. And then
realize that.
DeVito
Is that-
joined it.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, the first 2 seasons were like 6 episodes. I might be wrong, but it was short. But it was kind of a cult little hit.
Yeah.
And FX, and it was real low budget, and FX was new.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went online and watched some episodes, and the McPoyles already had an episode or 2 under their belt. So I watched their episodes to get the gist of what was going on. Oh, okay, I get it. I totally got the humor. So, and I was at the time was in good shape because I was doing a boxing play. So I was training as a boxer. So I was in pretty, for me, I was in good shape. I was down to like about 240, which is for me lean. And went in there, and I was
Me too.
Yeah, hey. And just made a strong choice with who this guy was, owned it, and they put me on tape. Next thing I know, a couple days later, I get a call, and I got to roll.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
See, that's good too. I didn't realize it was like also how much, like what you decide to make of it too, I guess.
Yeah, I remember
Of a
she didn't give me
character.
any direction. They just liked what I did with it.
Oh, good.
And they figured I got it.
So, okay, so how many episodes were you? It was
Only
recurring.
the one.
Oh.
That was only one episode. That's what's weird about that show. People think I've been on it more than once. They mention
yeah.
my character years later again. And the McPoyles have been on quite a bit.
Yeah.
The brothers and the sister. And then they had different family members come and go. But no, I never come. People always ask me, why did you never come back? I'm like, I have no clue. But was glad to be on it the one time. It was way back in season 3. The show was still on the air.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 2007. It was season 3. I shot it.
And did you know that your character is actually a GIF?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. People have shared me the GIF of me, the eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing, I think it is.
No, on the bus, the Doyle.
Oh,
the
there's
Doyle
a couple of
McPoyle.
them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've
there's
just
me.
seen one.
Doyle McPoyle on the bus.
Yeah.
And then there's someone sent me a great one of me with the eeny, meeny, mighty, mo, and then I tackle him and splat him.
I didn't find that one.
Oh,
okay,
it's a good one.
Look that up, folks.
Yeah.
All right. So then, Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
I'm not as familiar with that. I mean,
Okay.
I am, but I didn't
Yeah.
watch it. So tell us who you were in that.
I played Skeeter, the local mortician.
Oh, that's right. Right.
And the first episode was season 1, episode 2. So this was the first episode after they shot the pilot. So
Oh.
which means is the pilot was months earlier.
Damn it.
Then it got picked up. It's okay. Then it got picked up, and so it was the first time everybody was together shooting this episode. And I had this really great scene in a real crematorium in Pasadena.
Oh.
They use it all the
How
time.
fun was
this,
that?
This cemetery in Pasadena is huge. And I'd be willing to bet most times in LA, if you see a cemetery scene, it's probably shot there. It's humongous.
Oh, but not the crematorium.
And I've seen a crematorium in 2 other things.
6 feet under.
Probably not that one.
Okay.
But this was a crematorium I've seen like twice before on other shows. So
Oh,
it gets used quite a bit.
Cool.
And
Standard crematorium.
Standard crematorium. But they use it. I mean, when you walk into the place, it's pretty creepy. And I didn't want to tell anybody this, but I have growing up a huge fear of cemeteries.
Really?
Because of my sister, Sally, and her friend, Barb. The cemetery in our hometown.
Friend
on Route
Barb
6
who? Can you say or no?
Ricotta. Barb Ricotta. She would
Oh,
tell you.
yeah.
You know, Barb. She would tell you.
Barb Ricardo, she was a whole ball of
She's
fun.
great. She's still that way. And
Oh,
I'm going to embarrass him right now. So I was a little boy.
Hi, Barb and Sally.
we were at one of their friends' house. I can't remember who it was, but I was in my pajamas. They must have like either a
Bob
watch
and
of
his
me.
jammies.
I was in my jammies. I was in the back seat, and I didn't like driving by. Is it St. Mary's Cemetery on Route 60? Right?
Yep.
I
That's
didn't
where
like
all my
driving
relatives are, folks.
My mom and dad are buried there too. And I didn't like driving by it. I must have seen a cemetery movie or something recently and I was scared.
Well,
I was like 7 years old.
it's not unheard of.
Right, 8 years old maybe. Well, I fall asleep in the back, coming back from Fredonia to Dunkirk. Next thing I know, the car stops, door opens up, they pull me out. They came down the road in the middle of it and pulled me out in the middle of the night. Took off down the road.
No.
They came right back. But, I mean, it felt like an eternity.
Oh, poor little
Yeah.
Bobby.
Oh, yeah. So here I am playing a mortician.
Well,
in a real
okay.
crematorium, in a real cemetery.
Full circle.
Daytime. So I couldn't act like I was nervous, but
Yeah.
I shot 5 episodes and 3 of them were in there. By the 3rd episode, coming back into place, I was walking in like, oh, is that a tooth underground? What's that? You know, I was like,
Just little, what do they call that? Occupational hazard.
yeah.
That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Well, damn. So that's what you did in this.
Yeah.
You were
Brought me back season 4 and 5 as well. One episode got cut, the storyline. So I think it says I did 4 episodes altogether.
okay.
But it was like the first time was like this big, great scene, and the other times was me kind of making an appearance and dropping off a body or picking up a body or something like that. And yeah, you know, typical Tuesday.
Fitz, you do that all the time, right?
Dropping off bodies?
Yep.
Yeah. Never pick up though.
Oh, okay.
Only drop them off.
It's not a bad thing. Don't judge it. Yeah,
It's a one-way job,
yeah, yeah.
mostly. Okay. So, we've done all that. I didn't I didn't ask you about the stage work. So
Okay.
I was reading about the nonprofit that you had, Sky Pilot Theater out in LA. What was the, I guess, purpose of that?
Why did I start it?
Yeah, and what did it do? Why was it a nonprofit? What?
Okay. I moved to LA January of 2000. I spent 5 years in Chicago. Then I went out there. A few of our friends I met in Chicago, one by one, went out there and kind of followed each other out there. By 2004, I still hadn't got my career going really much, and I really just missed. I was doing acting classes. We work on a scene here and stuff like that, but I missed doing plays and just doing a character.
Mm-hmm.
So I met a couple of film producers, young guys who were trying to produce films, and I said, we should produce a play. Would you ever want to produce a play? And somebody had recommended a play called Jerry and Tom, which is also a movie, which is really good. Rick Cleveland, about a couple of hitmen in Chicago that act as used car salesmen.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's a good little thing. Joe Mantegna did it, and yeah, and so somebody recommended a play, and it turned out that my roommate Eric, who just moved out from Chicago, had done the workshop production of it at University of Iowa, where Rick Cleveland went. Just this whole world came together. So ended up finding a director, cast Eric and myself and another guy, Dennis Cockrum, in the play, and just did this play. And we called it Sky Pilot. Quick story, because years earlier, Eric and I was in a play in Chicago about a bachelor party, and it was in a bar, and we sang along to the song Sky Pilot by the Animals.
Sky.
It was a great moment. Bye, Pilot. Right. And
Everybody.
and I was trying to come up with a name. And I said, it would be great if we had a moment like that in every play we did. And he just goes, call it Sky Pilot. And I'm like, boom.
Oh,
Sky
there
Pilot.
you go. That's clever.
So we do the play. And then at the end of 2005, it's okay. At the end of 2005, I, like a lot of people, were playing a lot of online poker. And
I was not.
I was playing a lot of
No.
poker at the time.
Fitz, were you?
No.
Come on, Fitz, you're doing it. Everybody knows you're.
I'm not a very good poker player.
Yeah,
I don't have a very good poker
normally,
face.
But one night I was, and I ended
Oh.
up playing this tournament with like over 400 people, and I won the whole thing.
Get the hell out.
I know. It was like next thing it was like 4 a.m. I'm playing me head up with some guy from Russia, and I win this poker tournament, and it's been years. I won like a little chunk of change. I mean, for me it was a lot of money. It was like $7,000 or something like that.
That's a lot
nice.
of money. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of money
at
for
the
me,
time.
too.
So I took the money and I decided to say I want to make Sky Pilot a real theater company, start producing plays. So I used the money to help a friend of mine helped us get nonprofit status, and we produced David Mamet's Sexual Perversity in Chicago, which is a You ever seen a movie About Last Night? Rob Lowe.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, it was based
yeah.
on that play.
Oh, okay.
And I played the Jim Belushi character, the wise ass friend.
Of course you
Of course.
did.
Yeah, that's what I do. And
And he was an asshole, but you're not.
I play a good asshole. And so we did the
Well.
play, and then we just kept on producing. I had a few more friends kind of join our ensemble, and we just kept producing a play here or there every year or two. And then,
Oh, cool.
And then next thing you know, in late 2010, it expanded into doing all original plays. And we went from a company of 10 to a company of 50 overnight with an
neat.
ensemble and a playwright wing. And we started only producing new plays for the last 5 years I was in L.A. And I think I sent you that last night there was an article about that or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going through stuff
Was
last
it
night
LA
to show
Weekly
you.
or
LA
something?
Weekly,
Yeah.
yeah. It did a great article about us at the time. Very good. And so, yeah, it was nice last night going through some stuff to show you. And I was like, oh, what nice memories of reviews and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I produced a play here last year in Buffalo. And I started a little
Oh, you
production
did?
company and might be turning that into a theater company as well.
Which brings me to like, what are you doing now? So
What am I doing now?
this is the international symbol for what are you doing?
What's the segue? The segue symbol of what are you doing now? I have, for the last 4 years, been teaching at my studio called Acting Studio 716. We're right down
Which
on...
is the area code for Buffalo.
Very good. And it's right Main Street in Buffalo, right down the street from Shays. We rent out a
okay.
space down there, and I teach scene study. And I do workshops. I'm doing a monologue class right now because of COVID.
Do you make like toys for Santa? Not that
no,
kind of workshop?
I outgrew that way back when. Yeah. yeah. The elf status after I think grade 2 went away from me. I was a big kid.
You could be Buddy the elf.
That's true. That's true. And
You're more typecast or whatever for that.
and I worked with Faison Love from Elf, who played the manager of the store.
The
heavy-set
manager of the
black guy,
store, yeah.
on Sunny in Philadelphia. He played the coach.
Yes, he did.
And it all comes together.
Yes, and he. It was the tryout, and
Yeah.
they were.
He was screaming at
Donovan McNabb,
Who
was the guy from Cosby.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yes. He was great.
he was.
He was
Okay.
fantastic. And it all comes together.
Yeah.
So what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I teach there.
you're
I'm doing a monologue class right now because of COVID. So it's COVID safe, so it's like a small class. And a workshop next month, and then once next year, hopefully if we get a handle on COVID, hopefully. We'll go back to some scene study
Your
work.
mouth, the God's
I know,
ears.
really. I do that. And I'm just getting my real estate license right now. I just took a class. So I got to take the state next week. So wish me luck, state exam.
Good luck.
Been bartending to pay the bills. And I have some film projects I'm working on, producing. Before I get into that, though, I'm in a film right now called Tom of Your Life.
I was gonna.
You get to that later?
Try that.
Let's get to that.
I was just gonna try. I was gonna try and work it in at some
Oh,
point.
okay.
Okay, but
Time of
Now's
Your
as
Life.
good a time
There
as
it
any.
is. There it is. Time of Your Life. It's available right now on all the streaming platforms, Amazon and iTunes.
Tom.
TOM of Your Life.
And
It's,
again, you play a big lummox.
who starts out okay, then becomes really an asshole. Yes.
Yeah.
I play a good asshole, I'm telling you.
But no, tell us about that.
Time of Your Life by J.R. Sklar, written and directed, and he actually acts in it as well. And my friend James Sharp is the producer on it, who's also acting in the film. He plays the brother who's chasing her, who's the private eye who's chasing after the girl.
Oh,
The
right,
beard. That's
right.
my buddy James, and he
Oh,
produced it
okay.
as well. That's where I got the connection.
I
He told me he was producing this
liked
film in
him.
Chicago, and I said, "Hey, is there any roles for me?" And they auditioned me. So
Yay!
yeah, and I started my career in Chicago, so I got to go back there and film.
I
for a
used
few
to
days.
work in Chicago.
Did
You know that
No,
song?
No. Oh,
That's
okay.
Fitzy, you know that song?
Oh. Great my favorite city.
It's a dirty song.
Did you give him like a heads up about the tangents?
Oh, he knows.
Okay, he's you guys have known each other for a while, so he's got.
Oh, I'm just going with it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
just-
no,
yeah.
just let her go. You
Yeah.
won't get hurt.
I'm good. Trust me.
keep your hands and your feet in.
At all times. Don't feed the bears.
But Fitz, do you know that song?
No.
Is it dirty?
It's
Is it
just
limerick?
like a limerick.
Like a limerick?
Yeah, I used to live in Chicago. At an old department store. Something about woman asked for hammers and I nailed her. You know, that kind of. Okay.
It's
There
an
once
old
was a
folk
man
tale
from
about.
Nantucket.
In same vein. Yep.
Yeah, I was in Boy Scouts. Yeah.
What the
I
nuns
learned all
of
these
St. Mary's love us
songs.
now.
I learned all these songs in Boy Scouts. Anyways, Time of Your Life is available. It's a kind of a, what would you call it? It's a
Kind of an indie.
It's definitely an indie film. Kind of
indie
reminds me of the
form.
1970s kind of a character-driven kind of film, where it's not a lot of splash. It's really just about the
Why is kind of like a
someone shot that
Harold
way.
and Maude?
That's exactly.
Essence.
Jeremy will love when you say that because he had us watch a couple of movies ahead of time to get the feel of the movie, and Harold and Maude was one
Oh
of them.
my God! See,
That's fantastic. So good job, Jer Sklar.
tell Jerry. Wait, he's not related to Jerry Seinfeld's wife, is he?
Is her last name Sklar?
Yeah,
I
Jessica.
I don't think so.
But now it's Seinfeld. So
Yeah.
it's not.
I don't think
I
so.
think
'Cause
that's kind of a common name.
Yeah, if he was, he'd have a lot more films coming up probably. Who knows,
Probably.
with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah.
So check it out. It's on like I said, iTunes, Amazon Prime, everywhere. It's getting good reviews and it's doing
Yeah.
really well. It's a
I
fun little
enjoyed it.
film. Suspension of disbelief. Enjoy yourself.
Yes.
You know.
That's the one thing that bothers me when you see a film like
Yeah.
that or something and people are like, oh, that could
That
really
wouldn't
happen.
happen.
Well, that's not the fucking purpose.
Right.
Okay, it's a story.
Right. Yeah,
Anyway.
and giant sharks don't take things personally and attack boats.
Right?
Yeah.
Right
Always get a
there.
Jaws reference.
My favorite one of those is Jaws 4: The Revenge. Did you see that
When
one?
it started making noises.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
When she hops in a plane down to the Bahamas,
Yeah.
and damn thing
All the way to the Bahamas.
swims from Amity down to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
That
Somehow
is-
it knows that.
Right.
They wanted to
that's-
work on his tan.
That's the
Great
one
white, great tan.
I was trying to think of that. Yeah, the somehow
Michael Caine.
the Bahamas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Michael Caine would
What
take
a
anything
waste
at
of
that time.
I was going to say, what a waste of Michael Caine. But then again, Michael Caine.
He got paid.
Yes, he did.
By the way, if you ever want to watch a great acting video, Michael Caine's acting for the camera, I think it's on YouTube or something. It's really good, actually. I tell my students, watch it. It's,
What? So what is
it's
it? What's
just
it called?
he made a video back in the 80s, I'd say, of acting for the camera. Mm-hmm. And at the time, young people and actors, Michael Caine was doing stuff like Jaws 4. So people were like, Michael Caine, he's a great actor, though. Yeah. And he, the video is a really good video to watch if you're an aspiring actor, if you're like taking classes and it's just some technique. I just want to throw that in there.
Okay.
I feel like I had to defend Michael Caine if he mentioned he was in Jaws 4.
Defend his
Poor
honor.
Michael Caine.
We
good
liked
actor.
him anyway. By the way, back to Jaws real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
I think you said that's your favorite movie.
Favorite movie.
Yep,
And Fitz, that's your favorite movie.
it is.
We are now friends for life.
What are the chances? And coincidentally, John sent me, my friend John, or my whatever guy, John, sent me a, well,
Who's John?
I hate the name
Boy
boyfriend.
toy?
I'm
Boy
50
toy?
No, boyfriend.
Oh.
I've been going with her for 5 years.
He's your boyfriend.
At 50, yeah, but at 55, that's such a dumb word to me. But anyway.
He's your lover.
Hello, lover.
Hello, lover. His name is John.
A lover whose name is John. I shall call him John. Anyway, he sent me this, what do you call the things that come through on the computer?
Email?
Email?
Yes! Ding, ding, ding. He sent me an email today that said, just the title said something about, that's how you do a Gannett, like the newspaper.
The newspaper,
I thought
Gannett.
it was Gannett, something about, and then I opened it up and it's just a clip from Jaws of Roy
Schneider.
Roy Scheider.
Scheider.
Scheider. Scheider.
Oh, there you are in front of me. See, I don't have to turn sideways anymore. How he, like, is sitting on the deck with Richard Dreyfuss, and he, like, takes a can and chugs it, and it's Narragansett.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
realized
yeah.
it was just a typo. I'm like, oh, now this is funny. Now, reading about Gannett newspaper wasn't really fucking funny, but.
Wait, so you mean the thing he drank, the beer? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's Roy Scheider's just sitting there with Richard Dreyfuss, and he just, being his gruff self, and he grabs a can of beer and he opens it and he just.
Oh, no, that was
down
actually
Yeah,
Quint.
it's
It was
Robert Shaw
that was-
and Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, that was Quint who did that.
Yeah.
Who's Quint? What?
Quint, Captain Quint.
Quint was Robert Shaw,
Yeah.
the old grizzled guy.
Oh, the old grizzle guy.
And then,
okay.
then Richard Dreyfuss takes his cup, a styrofoam cup, and crushes
Yes,
it.
and he crushes.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay, my
Did-
bad.
Did you now? I'm going to make him very jealous.
Fitz?
Yes,
For you?
Fitz. 2 years ago, at the North Park Theater in Buffalo, during the Niagara Falls Comic Con, they showed Jaws, and Richard Dreyfuss was there for a Q&A.
Wow.
I took my
awesome.
sister
That's
Susan,
awesome.
who had never seen Jaws.
Who knows this? Do not hang the panties on. Who remembers that?
I don't.
What?
It's from The Goodbye Girl,
I'm sorry.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh,
Do not hang
Oh, I
the
get it.
panties
I get
on
it.
the.
Dreyfuss
he was there.
so
Look it
great
up.
in that movie.
and he talked for a very long time, and I loved it. And we got to watch. I'd never seen Jaws on a big screen ever. I always seen it was on TV, and afterwards, I was a little boy when it came out, and it was so cool. And I got a really cool poster from it and everything. Anyway,
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You, of course, I'm much older than you two gentlemen, so that's why you didn't get my reference.
Goodbye, girl.
Yes. Good. Marcia something was the other lady, and I think it won like an Academy Award. Okay.
Yes, it did. I believe.
Because I'm all full of useless information.
I'm holding back right now on my information. Trust me.
Oh, no.
Tons of stuff going through my
Bring
head
it
right now.
on. Bring it on. Right, Fitz? That's what we love.
When you said Marcia, I used to live in a guest house in L.A. of an actress named Marcia Hunt, who is now 103 years old. She just turned 103.
Oh, wow.
And she was, if you look her up, she was fantastic.
I'm holding back a joke.
And she was, I don't care. She's not going to hear it.
It's related to Mike.
Michael? Yes, that'll. Low hanging fruit. I love it. That's my stuff. That's my. It's yeah.
It's not hanging anymore.
It's not. It's on the ground. We have to
rotten.
bend over to pick that one up. Anyways, she just celebrated a birthday, turning 103. So I was happy to hear that. I totally lived an LA dream of the guest house for like 6 years, and my buddy in Dunker called me Cato.
I was going to say, you see
Yeah.
how well that worked out for
Yeah,
Cato.
I worked out for me. I loved living there. I used to have crazy parties.
Oh,
She
and
was
the guy,
Yeah.
wasn't there somebody who lived in the guest house of the house, the Manson, Sharon Tate, and I don't know, sorry. Yes, there is. There was
Polanski?
a guest house. Yeah, and there was a guest house, and they got to him first, and I think he survived. But anyway,
See, the
okay.
guest house guy always survives.
I'm telling you.
I had a great time living there. So it was like an old Hollywood estate, acre of an old land, old tennis courts.
That's
Her
the
husband
best.
died.
I
and-
love those stories of old Hollywood and some of the actors that most people have never even heard
You
of.
wanna hear a
would
great
have
story about it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so in 2007, I was in the play.
No, tell us the shitty one.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a shitty one. I'm going to tell you a shitty one.
And don't
I think it's a
finish
great
the
story.
story.
Bob.
So in 2007, I did the play when I was training for the boxing I did Sonny. I was doing a play called Requiem for Heavyweight, which later became a film. And originally, it was a Playhouse 90, I think it was called in the 50s.
Yeah,
it was Rod
on TV.
Serling.
Yep.
So Rod Serling had written it, then it became a play later. Jack Palance played the boxer in that. Young Jack Palance, City Slickers and all that.
crap
Yeah,
bigger
Mr.
than
One-Handed
See the
Push-Ups.
Mr. One-Handed Push-Up thing.
Well, around that time, Marcia's husband, his name was Bob, I believe, Robert. He was a writer. She had gotten blacklisted.
Oh.
So you should look this up. It was amazing because she basically told McCarthy where to stick it, right? Because she wanted her to speak out against her friends. So she got blacklisted. So her career went to Broadway. Her husband got spared and was still writing. Anyways, so they were on Broadway for a while. So his friend, Jack Palance, who was going through divorce, stayed in my room in the guest house and watched the estate for like a few months while she was on Broadway. So Jack Palance and I shared the same room, did the same role. It was just kind of a cool thing. It was just kind of a cool little Hollywood story. And at one point, she said when he came back, he had gotten drunk and put his fist through one of the walls and they fixed it.
And so did you!
Yeah, and so did I on a weekly basis. And it was like ironic, yeah. And I was more of a throw-up kind of guy when I got drunk. I used to throw up all around it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good. All over the property. Every corner of the property. Anyway.
That's how you mark your territory.
I do. I puke in every corner, and then wild animals know not to come in that round circle.
And then,
This one's mine.
Yeah. But that was some good times in that property, let me tell you.
Awesome.
very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap it up here, I want to play a little game,
Okay.
as I am often want to do. All right. It's really kind of stupid, but it just it's fun for to throw out some things.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to ask you. It's this or that.
Okay.
Is the name of it. So I name two things, and then you just say what you would prefer.
Okay.
Okay, Jell-O or pudding?
Pudding.
You're not even didn't even think about it.
That's a no-brainer.
Men. I think men kind of decide things quicker. Like we don't look at the menu too long in a restaurant.
That's true. What? Okay. What?
We shop a lot
What
quicker too.
flavor?
Chocolate. I'm a chocolate guy. I love chocolate.
I do too.
I just had some. Oh, by the way, Cheesecake Factory has a new ice cream in pints. It's at Tops, and I just saw it, and it's really amazing. I'm just saying.
Is it chocolate pudding flavor?
It's chocolate cheesecake, but it has chocolate fudge in it. It's so good.
Oh well, that might be.
I just had to share that.
No, I'm glad
this is what
you
gets me
did.
excited. Right there.
Starting to drool all over the mic.
We got a towel here. I'm sorry. Okay, you have a spit guard. Okay.
All right, this is a total Buffalo question. Total Western New York Buffalo question.
Is it a Dunker question or a Buffalo
No, it's a
question?
Buffalo question.
Okay.
It's a Western New York.
There's a difference a little bit. Dunker,
Oh,
we have
well,
our
no,
own
there's
little
a lot
weird
of-
centuries.
yeah.
What's the word I'm trying to-
That
That too. I can't say it.
Eccentricities.
Yeah, that too.
No, this is total Buffalo. Football or hockey?
Football. I didn't play hockey. I was so clumsy.
Neither did I.
The 4
I'm
years,
for hockey.
the 4 years I probably would have gotten into hockey from 6th to 9th grade. I actually lived down south and then came back. Little long story.
Okay,
Okay.
there you go.
Yeah. I like hockey though.
I love hockey.
Yeah.
NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Which one has Justin
NSYNC.
in sync?
Okay, good choice. I
Just because I think he's a good actor, actually.
yeah, he's freaking hilarious.
I think he's a very talented guy.
That
and he's a
kid,
really good singer.
He's got the best comedic timing.
Yeah.
So, Fitz, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Just
No,
hanging
because I can't see your little picture anymore. So
Oh,
it's
the
okay.
battery must have died on the
Yes,
monitor.
it did.
Oh my God.
So now I'm gonna turn my head again. I'm just kidding. This is a stupid one, but it's like all I could think of. It just popped in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Leather or lace? I didn't even know
For
what
me
context-
personally, or would I like to see on somebody else?
For you personally,
Can you
Bob.
use that in a situation, please?
Yes. I'm gonna go with lace.
I guess on a chick, yeah.
Lace.
On woman or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lace.
Lace.
I can't stand lace. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know
not.
why.
I have no problem with leather. Don't get me wrong.
Go figure. I'm more of a leather girl.
It depends what day of the week. You know.
Oh well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. What's
Sure.
today again? Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Lace. Tuesday's
day?
late. Let me
Yeah.
check. Lace.
Yeah.
It's more of a pleather day on Tuesday.
Why not just both?
It's true.
Actually,
It's a long night.
Wednesday,
I always say
it's
you know.
Naugahyde Day. I always love
And
that
I
word.
had to come here on a Tuesday.
Two of my favorite words in the English language are Naugahyde and linoleum.
What I've never have you ever seen a naga? Where do they are they from Africa?
Yeah,
what kind of an
I have-
animal is a naga?
I had two nagas
And how do you
growing
get
up.
their hide? What do you have
Is
to
that
do?
why you switched this interview from Wednesday to a Tuesday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Naga?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now it all
yeah.
makes sense.
I had a herd of naga in my backyard. You shear them just like sheep.
Was that those noises I heard in Dunkirk when I was a kid?
It's just the
Naga.
Madigans shearing the nagas again.
Naga farm in Dunkirk.
Have the nagas stopped screaming?
Wow.
It's really a stretch.
That's
I
kind
know.
of creepy. Yeah. I like it, though.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. I don't know where that came from, but just your voice made me think of that. And then there's this one, Johnny Quest or Johnny Bravo.
Oh, Johnny Quest.
Okay. You like Haji and Bandit better?
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of like. Did you even know Johnny Bravo?
No,
Are you right in that?
I'm more of a Quest. Yeah, well, Quest was actually okay. So Quest was definitely reruns by the time I came around.
Oh yeah.
So
Me
in
too,
the
even, I
70s,
think.
right?
Yeah.
So it was I think Channel 5. Wasn't that the Western New York channel that had all the cartoons back in when you said TV?
There was no Channel 5 when I was growing up. There was 3 channels.
No, but I think
2,
Channel
4,
5
and
was
7.
the first one that showed like reruns and stuff.
Yeah,
because they had
wasn't-
Benny Hill at nighttime. So we made my dad watch Benny Hill. Then it was the cartoons in daytime, and then every Thanksgiving they showed King Kong, Mighty Joe Young, and then some Godzilla movie. I think it was Channel 5, wasn't it, in
They had a
Western
big
New York?
film library, did they?
I spent all day at Thanksgiving watching these movies every year as a kid. So I got excited for it.
Well, Johnny Bravo was later. It was like when my kids were little.
Yeah.
My son's 26 now, so it was just this funny Cartoon Network show, and it was the guy kind of talked like he was Elvis, and look it up. It's
I'll
funny.
have to look it up.
Okay, with that, is there anything you want to tell us before you go? What do we got? What do we got?
What do we got going on right now? The only, with COVID, there's nothing to talk about right now. I mean, I'm producing a film project that is AKA the Dunkirk film. It's called Demolition Dance. If you go to demolitiondancefilm.com, you can look up the trailer we shot at Elman's Garage 2 years ago.
Oh my
They're
God!
very
Okay,
noble
anybody
people.
who's not from Dunkirk is like,
That's
what,
like,
who the fuck is this? I
Yeah,
don't
that's
care.
like the local family garage that everybody
Yeah.
knows, and they're very
But, like,
big
the
into
whole
and they're
thing.
big into demolition derbies. Their whole
Yes.
family is like the first family of demolition derbies. So we
What was that? Wasn't that film? Was it the original Gone in 60 seconds?
They shot one scene in Dunkirk.
Oh, was that it? Just one.
The rest of it was all shot in Hollywood.
Oh.
Yeah, Toby Halicki.
Toby
And
Halicki,
Dunkirk's
that's
own. But anyways, if you're really into cars and you're into movies with a good
Smash 'em up?
comedic, smash them up, and also there's also an LGBTQ component to the whole film as well.
Yay!
It's kind of a combination of a few different things.
like
Check out
that.
demolitiondancefilm.com.
All
We are
right.
talking to people about making this movie.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Bob Rusch, thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
joining
having me.
us.
My
Yay!
pleasure.
And Fitzy.
Thanks, Bob.
Come on, give us the
for
Go
coming.
Marauders, Fitzy. Go Marauders.
I was going to say, Fitzy, thank you as always for
Oh.
joining us. Rockvox Studios, look it up.
This is great.
Thank you.
It is.
Really nice place.
We have compliments from every guest who
Yeah.
comes in because it's just a top-notch facility.
Fantastic.
And so look it up. And as always, next time we'll join you in 2 weeks for another episode of Madge Unmuted. Until then, everybody stay safe and stay healthy.